Oscar Piastri has unleashed one of the most significant statements of the entire Formula One season, and it has shaken McLaren at the worst possible moment in their championship campaign. His reaction to the Las Vegas Grand Prix disqualification did not come with anger, finger-pointing, or emotional frustration. Instead, it arrived with something far more cutting: calm precision, controlled criticism, and a brutally honest message that exposed a deeper issue inside McLaren. Piastri did not simply admit disappointment. He revealed a structural flaw in McLaren's decision-making process, a flaw that cost him points, momentum, and control of his title fight. What he delivered after Las Vegas was not basic frustration. It was a carefully targeted indictment of how McLaren handled one of the most important weekends of the season. And the timing could not be more dramatic. Piastri is locked in the tightest championship battle of his career. Every point matters. Every setup decision matters. Every session matters. And yet he walked away from Las Vegas with 0 points because both McLaren cars breached one of the clearest, strictest technical regulations in Formula One. The plank under his MCL 39 wore below the legal 9 mm minimum, a violation with absolutely no flexibility, no interpretation, and no successful appeal. Piastri did not cause this. He did not misjudge a corner. He did not overdrive the car. He did not break a rule. The team did. And that is exactly why his post-race comments hit so hard. When he said McLaren didn't get it right and insisted the team must reset and refocus, those words, spoken by one of the calmest, most measured drivers on the grid, landed like a warning shot. The consequences of the team's mistake are massive. Instead of leaving Las Vegas 30 points behind Lando Norris, Piastri leaves only 24 behind. But the situation is radically more dangerous because Max Verstappen is now level with him in the standings and given a lifeline back into the title fight. Piastri knows exactly what this means. The final 2 races will define not just his season, but McLaren's entire long-term direction. His reaction was not emotional. It was strategic. The message to McLaren was clear: this cannot happen again. That clarity is why this moment has felt explosive across the paddock. And while some fans rushed to say the disqualification helped him because it reduced the gap to Norris, Piastri made it clear that this interpretation completely misses the point. He did not see opportunity. He saw failure. A failure in the systems and choices that support him. A failure that allowed a rule breach at a critical time in a championship fight. To him, the real danger is not the points gap, it's the fact that Verstappen, a driver who has made a career out of capitalizing on weakness, is suddenly back in the title picture. Piastri has watched Verstappen crush championship hopes before. He knows how quickly the Dutchman strikes when he senses vulnerability. And this time, vulnerability came not from the drivers, but from McLaren's own setup decisions. That is why Piastri refused to celebrate the mathematical outcome. The disqualification may have frozen the Norris gap at 24 points, but it also opened the door for a 4-time world champion who thrives in high-pressure finales. Piastri also understands the severity of the mistake. Plank is one of the most unforgiving technical rules in Formula One. It does not matter whether the setup was too stiff, the ride height too low, or the track surface too aggressive. Once the FIA measures the plank and finds it below 9 mm, the conversation is over. There is no debate and no rescue. Piastri, who knows how aggressively teams chase performance and millimeters of ride height, also knows that when they push too far, he is the one who pays the price. That is why his criticism was phrased with such calm weight. We didn't get it right this time. On the surface, the words sound polite. Inside Formula One's coded language, they are explosive. They point directly at the systems and processes inside the team, not at individuals, not at luck, but at structure. His comments about resetting and refocusing also reveal his mindset heading into Qatar and Abu Dhabi. These are tracks where Piastri has historically been strong. He knows he can fight for victory, but the margin for error is now gone. He cannot afford a bad qualifying session. He cannot afford a compromised setup. He cannot afford another technical breach, another oversight hidden inside the data, another simulation miscalculation. And he is making it very clear that he expects perfection. This is how a championship-level driver behaves when he is no longer just driving for results, but shaping the culture and precision of the team around him. A deeper layer to the bombshell came from Piastri's comment about FIA inconsistencies. He did not raise the issue emotionally, but his message was unmistakable. In Brazil, he received a 10-second penalty for an incident many, including Charles Leclerc, considered harsh. In Las Vegas, when Liam Lawson hit him at turn 1, the stewards ruled it a racing incident. Two similar situations. Two opposite outcomes. Piastri said he would not bother trying to understand the logic anymore. For a driver who rarely complains, that sentence alone speaks volumes. It shows he has reached the edge of his tolerance with the inconsistencies in officiating. And it highlights something deeper. He now realizes he must protect himself from two separate forces: the FIA's unpredictable penalty system and McLaren's technical misjudgments. When he mentioned that some drivers are gaming the rules, he was not speaking casually. He was pointing out a pattern that has developed since the updated guidelines following the Norris-Verstappen clashes last season. The rules have changed, but the interpretations have shifted in ways that sometimes punish clean racing and reward manipulation. This frustration, combined with the sting of the disqualification, created the perfect conditions for his quietly savage post-Vegas message. And that message, at its core, is simple. He is tired of being punished for things outside his control. The weight of that statement becomes even heavier when considering what Piastri said about the championship itself. He admitted openly that he cannot win the title simply by winning races. He needs circumstances to fall his way. He needs Norris to make a mistake. He needs Verstappen to experience a setback. And he needs McLaren to give him a car that is legal, stable, and flawless. Drivers rarely admit this publicly unless they feel cornered. Piastri felt cornered in Las Vegas, not by pace, but by circumstances. McLaren's explanation, delivered by team principal Andrea Stella, confirmed that the plank came from unexpected porpoising. They misread the bumps. They misread the cold conditions. They misread the ride height sensitivity. In Formula One, unexpected is one of the most dangerous words a team can use during a title fight. Piastri accepted the explanation, but his response made one thing clear. Explanations do not deliver points. Results do. Precision does. Perfection does. As the championship heads into Qatar and Abu Dhabi, the pressure on McLaren has multiplied. Norris still leads the championship, but his advantage is thin enough to vanish in a single mistake. Piastri is still in the fight, but now tied with a four-time world champion who thrives in chaos and knows exactly how to handle pressure. Every engineering decision, every setup call, every ride height adjustment, every strategic choice will be examined under a microscope. Piastri's message after Vegas was not emotional. It was purposeful. It was a demand for accuracy, discipline, and stability. It was a demand for a team that matches the intensity he brings every weekend. His words were not a meltdown. They were a turning point. A moment that could either unite McLaren or expose deeper cracks. And the most unsettling part for the team is this: Piastri wasn't angry. He was honest. And honesty this sharp cannot be ignored.